Am I the asshole for telling my husband I'm leaving him when he was in the middle of a meltdown? My husband and I have been together for 8 years now. I have 2 sons from my previous marriage, 13 and 9, and I just gave birth to me and my husband's daughter 3 months ago. Prior to me giving birth and even a few weeks following, our home life was great. We often had friends telling us they wish they could find someone that made them as happy as him and I made each other. There was hardly ever any disagreements. Our communication was solid. He was fantastic, my boys, attending every parent-teacher conference, doctor's appointment, school event, etc., and took them out often to play baseball and basketball. This owl changed after maybe 2-3 weeks after I gave birth. He turned angry, depressed, and impatient. Me and the kids started having to constantly walk on eggshells. He became lazy, such as stopped cleaning up after himself or helping around the house, yet still used sentences to my kids such as, "You guys pick up after yourself. Me and your mother shouldn't have to follow you around, clean up your messes when never at all." I couldn't even get him to wash his own dinner plate without having a meltdown basically. Every day he was just angry. If one thing went wrong, like him not being able to find something he set down somewhere, which became an everyday event, he was freaking out, saying things like, "Yep, awesome, so glad life wants to fuck me over," or "Why the fuck does this always happen to me? Can't I just have a good fucking day for once?" But he always made it a kid's problem. If he lost something, it didn't matter what time of day it was, he was 100% flipping out and expecting me to find it for him. I even told him my oldest son had to go to the ER because he had a bad rash, and he goes, "Have your mom take him," because he was using my vehicle. Or the other day my mood has been sour due to his early morning freak out and it out me on a rough route. I was exhausted, running on 3 hours of sleep, and he rushed me out of the house to go do his errands with him. I didn't even get out of the car, so it was pointless, and then gets pissed and screams, "What the fuck is your problem? Can't we just have a good day for once?" As if I am the reason his life sucks, and this is not the man I married. So last night around 11:30 p.m. he starts freaking out again. He lost an important item needed for work. He starts slamming things around our bedroom, repeatedly saying things like "fucking great," "fucking awesome," "fucking love it," until I got up and start helping him look. As soon as I get up out of bed, he stops looking and just walks behind holding his phone's flashlight. We can't find it. He doesn't go to work as a result, another trait he's gotten since giving birth. He literally calls out over the wind blowing wrong. I lay back down. He practically body slams the bed beside, starts huffing and puffing, heavy sighing, growling while practically clawing at his face, talking about how fucking stupid this life is. I asked him to stop and he says, "Fuck you." So I tell him I'm done, I'm leaving, and that me and my children's shit will be out of the home by today. He says, "What the fuck ever," and goes to sleep. I wake up at 5 a.m. and start packing. He comes out around 7 asking what I'm doing, and I tell him again that I'm done and I'm leaving. He says I'm leaving him in his time of and would never do that to, but he kind of did, because I was diagnosed with ED not 4 days after giving birth, completely overrode it, made it about him and how much his life sucks. X, I know you're feeling some type of way, but I have shit going on too. No one asks me how the fuck I am, or literally making passive-aggressive comments like "wish I could sleep all day" when I was 6 days postpartum after I fell asleep on the couch. He does no nighttime duty. As I said, he says I'm leaving him in his time of and that I should have urged him to get therapy instead of walking away. But his anger has made me hate him. I don't even want to be near him. ETA, I'm just going to reiterate what I've said to some commenters. I have tried talking to him about this. It's an immediate blame shift the second that I bring up anything that is bothering. He says I'm attacking him. Says things like as if you don't have fucking issues that I have to deal with every day. Tells me it's all in my head and has even called me a narcissist quite a few times in the past 2 months. Claiming that I'm accusing him of things because things aren't going my way. Often says he does everything and that me and my kids don't respect him. So I have tried talking to him. He's completely defensive and refuses to actually speak on issues, outside of one single time when he was drinking and admitted that he's being an asshole and that we don't deserve to be treated this way.
Am I the asshole for letting my kid peanut butter at school? This is a long story, years in the make, and I apologize in advance if I ramble. I'm from a small town, and it seems that half the people who live here think I'm TA in this situation. My son is just finishing his 6th grade year at school. Let's call him Ryan. He has a classmate, who I will call Liam, who has been in his class since kindergarten. Liam has a peanut allergy, not super severe, but he's has 2 allergic reactions at school over the years, and was treated with the EpiPen he always carries. I've known Liam's mom since the boys began kindergarten, and she's the extreme definition of helicopter parent. She meddles in everything in Liam's life. We are not friends, but have always been friendly. To protect kids with allergies, the school system we belong to has a designated allergy safe table in the cafeteria where kids get safe away from items that may harm. Liam's mom has hated this system since day one, actively trying to be rid of the safety area and instead getting the banned food items that students are allergic to. She claims that forcing Liam to sit at a specific table stunts his social growth and makes him an outcast. fast. It doesn't. Kids who agree to not eat specific foods in their lunches are welcome to sit at that table. Liam never eats alone. My son has always eaten PB&J sandwiches for school. Since day one, it's always been the same. He doesn't deviate. He loves them and likes the consistency of eating them for his lunch. It's easy and cheap for me to make, and I also like that. Ryan and Liam are not really friends, but Liam wants to be friends with the group Ryan hangs out. Ryan doesn't mind Liam, but he can't eat at the allergy table because of his lunch choice, and the other boys sit with Ryan. Liam's mom doesn't like that. She finally became president of the school PTA and was able to get peanut butter banned for a brief bit last December. I admit that pissed me off, and I immediately fought back against the ban, as did other parents. The ban was lifted in February. As a compromise, the school did away with the allergy section and instead made a designated section kids to sit if they eat peanut butter. Whatever, fine. Ryan sits at that specific table and is happy to have his preferred lunch back. The problem is, after less than a week, Ryan's core group of friends began joining at the PB table. Liam can't sit there, so now he feels ostracized again, according to his mom, and she's pissed again. She called me, demanding that I force Ryan to stop eating PB and get him to sit with Liam so the other boys will sit with Liam. I said no, and that I'm tired of her entitled Karen behavior. Lunch is 20 minutes of the school day. Liam can interact those boys outside of that 20 minutes. She's blasting me all over town, calling me a bully and claiming I'm making her son feel unsafe by letting Ryan be, and maybe Liam should switch schools. Good, I hope he does. Takes his crazy mom. A few other moms think I should just make Ryan eat something else. I'm not doing it. Am I the asshole? Should the entire school ban a food item for one kid? Am I the asshole kicking out my pregnant daughter to live with her boyfriend since she decided she wants to keep babe not be a throwaway for obvious reasons? I'm 35, mother to a 19-year-old girl. We live in a state where abortion is legal. I had my daughter very young and I don't regret it, but I would never encourage it due to how hard it is. I had little to no support and I would never wish the pain I went through. My daughter's father passed when I was pregnant. She has no stepfather. It has always just been the two of us. I was kicked out of my home the second my family found out I was pregnant. No questions asked, and we haven't been in contact since then. I've since moved halfway across the country, and I will not ever be reconciled. My daughter had dated her boyfriend roughly 4 years now. Her boyfriend is the same age as her, and not a bad kid, but he is still a child in my eyes. They both are. Her boyfriend still lives with his parents and refuses to go to college. My daughter wanted to be a nurse, but is now deciding that she won't pursue a career because she wants to be a SHM forever. She would have been going to school this fall, but decided to unenroll before it began. When my daughter came to 2 weeks ago telling that she's 2 months pregnant, I sat her down. I did not want her to go through the same things I went through. I asked her how this happened, and she said that it was planned. She and her boyfriend mutually decided they wanted to be parents, and this horrified because she knows all about the struggle we went through together and that I went alone. I regretfully called her stupid and was upset, but told her that we can work this together. Since she decided that she was keeping this baby, I gave her stricter rules, told her how it works, told her what's going to change, and that she will be getting an education under my. These terms are non-negotiable. My daughter did not like these terms. She fully expected me to allow her boyfriend to move in, who is unemployed by the way, give her college fund as money to spend on baby, the two of them as a couple, and whatever else she wants, not pursue an education, and still go out whenever she wanted. I told her that I will watch her baby when she's at school and for a few hours a day when she does homework. I also said that I will watch her baby on Saturdays and Saturday alone so that she can still have fun and be somewhat of a teenager. I wish that I was given 1 day a week to recharge, take a break from being a mom, and enjoy my child. I know that this is very lenient, but I love my daughter. We ended up arguing almost every day since, and my daughter's demands have gotten out of hand. She claims that they're very unfair, and I told her to look up what teen pregnancy is like and what motherhood is all about because the conditions and rules that I gave her are very, very lax. I told her that if she will not abide by these rules, then she'll have to live with her boyfriend's family. She cried and yelled but I put my foot down. She ended up moving out 3 days ago. We've never had a fight like this. We've argued about petty things such as sleepovers and parties, but it was always resolved in a few hours and was never serious like this. I've texted her multiple times that if she changes her mind on pregnancy or the rules, then she's more than welcome back home, and that I will always love her no matter what she chooses. I also told her that she'll always be my baby girl and that I didn't want her to go, but we have no space for a full family, and being a mother means that your entire life change. My heart aches. I love my daughter, feel like I failed her as a mother despite being so involved. She knows all about safe sex, was never bullied. We were basically best friends, though I am still her mother and she has always known that. It isn't just fun. I do discipline her when I have to and we get along amazing and we do everything together. Never thought this would happen. She had no better reason to get pregnant than I wanted to be a mom and I'm ready, but she isn't thinking about what a mother actually does. I know I made single mother easy, but it never was. I worked 2-3 jobs for the majority of my life and didn't eat some days so that my daughter never went hungry, always had nice clothes. I only finally got a real job as a nurse 2 years ago after being in and out of school over a decade. Am I the asshole kick her out? I thought that this was the best thing to do to teach her the thing be changing. I want her to come home. I really do, but if she won't accept these new rules and understand that motherhood is not easy, I can't just let her back in willing. I feel like such an asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my ex that she chose our kids or our relationship and it's not my problem? She is lonely now. They are grown up. My ex and I had our first child. We're 26. We met at a bar celebrating our 21st birthday. We literally are the exact same age. She changed. Being a mom became only identity. Our second child, we were 28 compound. She was a mom, not wife, and not even herself. Not the woman I met, fell in love with, married. All she wanted to do was kid stuff. Kid movies, kid tea, kid books, everything. If I wanted to drop kids off, take her to the farmers market, she would day no. Kids loved the farm market. We had to take, they were 3 and they did not love the farmers market. If anything, the older one loved the mini donuts and she couldn't stand to hear the cry, so she let them sleep with us constantly. When I put my foot down, she would start crying about how mean I was. When the kids finally outgrew, she let them come in our room without knock. So sex was interesting. Having a cold little hand grabbed my calf made for at least one very hard thrust. I put a lock on the bedroom door. She took it off. We went for counseling. She went for counseling. Nothing ever changed. She said it would be different when kids were older. It never changed. I left when the kids were 9 and 11. I had planned and paid for a trip for our 15th anniversary. We were going to Thailand like always planned. We were young. She changed the plans. She cancelled with her parents watching the kids. We went as a family to Disney World. We had been the year before and the kids loved so much. I lasted another 6 months. Then I left. I pay child support. I pay spousal support. I am their kids all the time. I enjoy my custody time. I go to their extracurriculars days I don't have. I have rooms for them in my house. I met someone new a year later. We got married a year after. We had our first child 2 years after that. She is an excellent stepmom and the kids are polite and friendly. They were grown up and they had a mom, so she is more of a trusted adult. Kids are 16, 14 now and they are sick of mom's attention. They are spending more and more of their time at my house. I love having them over and here they understand what privacy and personal space. My ex is lonely. She devoted her life to her kids and she expected them to be around her forever, I guess. She has dated other men but she refuses to prioritize them anyway over the kids. An example, one guy lasted 6 months. He wanted to take her away for the week. She couldn't because the younger one had a soccer game. It was my weekend. The guy had checked me that I would be attending and not just leaving the kid field. I was. She refused to go and showed up at the game without. That was the last I saw her. She is getting angry and bitter that I left her alone to go start a new family, my child bride. My wife was 30 when I met her and I was 38. I wasn't exactly rubbing the cradle. I told her that she wanted that life, that I gave her every opportunity to be my partner, and she said she'd rather be a mom. She said that wasn't true. I asked her to prove me wrong, to tell me when she put our relationship above the slightest inconvenience to our kids. She couldn't do it. I reminded her that she passed up a weekend with her boyfriend to go to a soccer game. She said it was important. I said that adult relationships are also, and my wife thinks that I was harsh but fair. Our child sleeps through the night in her nursery though.